מוכנים להישאר או לשתות? Welcome, actor, producer, director, and author, Henry Winkler.
There are so many steps.
Welcome home.
Should I go up here?
Welcome home.
Thank you. Son, here. Hi. Oh. So, let me just say, we just came from Jerusalem. I was very happy to be there. This is my first time here in Israel. Yesterday, we were in the Dead Sea, and the man said, if you get salt in your eyes, don't close your eyes and then yell and scream. Just calmly walk out and put water in your eyes. And then I tried to float, and my foot sank all the way to China in the mud. And I got sand and salt in my throat and screamed like a 9-year-old girl. That's my experience so far. Here, what was I going to say? Oh my God, that's me. So I did the Waterboy. I was doing a movie.
Sit down.
Yeah, no. I sat in the bus. I was doing this movie, the worst movie ever made by a human being. I'm not kidding. It was called Control Tower, starring Kiefer Sutherland. And they fired the writer-director. Then they hired another director. Then Kiefer directed it for one day. But during the one day, I got a call, would you like to be in The Waterboy by Adam Sandler? I said yes. Now, I only had one moment with Adam before that. I called him to thank him for being in the Hanukkah song. I said, I'm so happy that you included me in the Hanukkah song. And then I went to Orlando, where we shot The Waterboy. And I thought, as an actor, that I'm playing a coach, I would wear a baseball hat, you know? And Adam thought I would wear a pork pie hat. And I said, you know, look, I think I should wear a baseball cap. And they said, no, Adam wants you to wear the pork pie hat. Adam won. I wore the pork pie hat. Adam he dresses horribly, but he is so brilliant. He is in charge of every detail, of every scene that he's in. And then I went on to do 4 more movies with him. Click and Don't Mess with the Zohan and...
Little Nicky.
And what?
Little Nicky.
Yeah, Little Nicky. Henry Winkler covered in bees. So he called me, and it's like 11 o'clock at night. And of course, I'm in bed watching the news. He said, you gotta do me a favor. The guy didn't show up. So he sent me a car. I went to the public park where they were filming the scene. What he didn't tell me was that from 11:30 when I arrived at the park until 2 in the morning, I would be in the makeup chair having bee stings on my face in rubber and glue, and it was horrible. But there I was again. I'm telling you, he's an amazing guy. And good Jew. Did I say that he dresses horribly? And very shy. And he was very, very close to his dad, and his dad died. So when I was asked to be in Click, and I played his father, I was so touched that he asked me to be in the movie that way. So that was great. And it was hot in Orlando. You sweat a lot in Orlando. Very, very humid. Aren't these interesting facts? Huh? Isn't that great? Hi, baby. Then he said, put on a pair of high heels and talk on the phone that's not connected to anything. I think the guy is Meshuggah. I don't have any idea what I'm doing. I just go, yeah, okay, fine. Because I already tried with the hat and I never asked again. Adam says, you do. Anybody have a question? Anybody have a question? No? Okay, all right. How you doing?
You answered most of the questions I was going to ask anyway.
What is your name?
Amit.
Amit. Do you know Amit? What do you do, Amit?
I work here in the Cinematheque.
You do?
Yeah.
You make movies?
Yes.
Yeah, wow. Okay, I'm an actor.
Yeah, I know.
You never know.
But I'm doing documentaries, so...
Oh, is that true? Forget it. Okay.
Can I offer you some H2O?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, water sucks, you know. Gatorade. Oh, is somebody talking to you? Who was that, Amit? Who was on your
It's
phone?
the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
It's good water.
Okay.
Can you tell us?
You know, Jerry Reed, who plays the other coach, you know, the bad coach who takes my playbook, at 4 o'clock in the morning on days off, he would wake me up and we would drive down the highway in Florida until we got to this lake, and he taught me to bass fish for bass. I hate eating bass.
This is when you're standing in the water and...
No, that's trout. That's my favorite thing to do, is to fly fish for trout on a river. And my wife, Stacy, is also a very good fisher person. But Jerry taught me to, and also it's the first time I ever had a cigar from Cuba. Well, the first time I ever had a cigar. But Adam used to smoke cigars from Cuba. Contraband. Yeah, but it was first time. Okay. Wow. Yeah, and what else?
I saw you on a picture of you on a camel.
Wait, here?
Yeah.
Yes! I came here to Israel. We went down to Masada. And when you go to Masada, of course you ride a camel in a parking lot with cars. Hey! I felt so connected to the desert, to Israel. Yeah, it was great. I've had the most wonderful time. So let me just say, not only my wife and I love how direct you are. You don't mince any words. We know what's on your mind. Like, very friendly, very warm. You've embraced the Winklers unbelievably. And the food is amazing in this country. I mean, we have not had a bad meal.
What did you eat?
Well, okay. So, today alone, I had enough for 5 people. I want you only to look at my head because, you know, I ate so much food. When I came in, my stomach was first and said, "Where is the rest of you?" I'm telling you, it's amazing how much we ate. Today we had falafel in this wonderful stand in the market, and pickles, and a little pita.
What about hummus?
Hummus, lots of hummus. Sometimes I bathe in hummus. I love it so much. But then we went to, can I ask you a question? Is Aaron here? Is Aaron in this?
Aaron and Mickey are here.
Aaron and Mickey are here? No, they of course left. That's okay.
No, they're supposed to be here.
But anyway, the reason I say, is Elisa here? No? Okay, but the reason is because one of the reasons I came to Israel is a brand new show called Hanshi.
Here they are.
Huh? Here they are. Hanshi, written by Elisa. Raise your hand. Wave. Starring Elisa. Raise your hand. And directed by Mickey and Aaron. And they are first-timers. This is their first big television show for Hot. Hanshi on Hot.
What do you play there? Can you tell us?
Yes, I play one of my cousins from Brooklyn. I play a father of Elisa, right? And Caroline Aaron is my wife, who is unbelievable. And I did not know what I was in for. I had emails from Aaron, and we had one Zoom with Mickey and Aaron and Elisa, and you know how you just feel? And I got on the plane with just a feeling, and we had the most wonderful time. Oh my God. Oh, Norit, just wait. You have to know about Norit. Norit is like an ambassador Ashate. And Norit, you know, it's adorable that you vote for a prime minister. She runs the country. I'm not kidding. This is the honest truth. Norit is an amazement. So I came to do Hanshi on Hot. And then also the government said, while you're here, we will show you Israel. Now, I have never been to Israel before because I was convinced that if I got off the plane and I stepped terra firma,
you'll see a camel, right?
No, a war would break out. Irrational, yes, I am. Crazy, yes, I am. But it has kept me from Israel. I said, you know what? I'll look at pictures in a book. It'll be great. Oh, look, there's Masada. Nice. That's all I needed. And then, when they invited me to come, I said, if not now, when? And so we have been having the most wonderful time. And tonight, or this morning at 1 o'clock, we go back to LA. I miss my puppies. And our children and our grandchildren. We have 6 grandchildren. The newest one is 5 months old. Oh my goodness. She already speaks Portuguese. It's terrific. She has trouble with Hungarian because of all the vowels, you know? But she's going to get there. I'm like, thank you. I like you too. Anybody have a question? Yes, sir.
First of all,
What is your name?
Uzi.
Uzi.
Yeah.
Like the rifle. Okay.
First of all, a war broke, but in Ukraine. But anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
But anyway, could you tell us a bit about the beginning of your acting career?
The beginning of my acting career.
You are one of the heroes of my childhood from Fonzie and
Thank you. Did you hear everybody hear what Uzi said? Uzi said, I am one of the heroes of his childhood.
Mine too.
And I just want, thank you, sir. And I want to say, if that is true about anybody else, you show good taste. Really. Okay, the beginning of my acting career. I did plays, or I tried out. Mostly I did commercials. Advertisements on TV. And I went to the Yale School of Drama. I have a master's degree in theater. I am incredible. And everybody that I went to Yale with said, I don't know how you can do commercials. It goes against our aesthetic grade. We were trained for the theater. Their next question was, how do you get them? Because I never had to do a job other than the commercials. I could do plays for free at night all over New York. And I earned my rent and food on the table and took my laundry home because I lived up the street.
And how did you get to Happy Days?
Huh?
How did you get to Happy Days?
Happy Days, okay. So my agent had opened an office. Her name was Joan Scott. Joan Scott. And she opened an office in LA. And the man who took over the New York office, or who ran the New York office, said, if you want to be known to New York, stay here. If you want to be known to the world, go to California. And like the short Jew I am, I worried for a long time. Should I go? Very short, they're very tall, they're good looking, and so I took $1,000, thank you. What is your name?
Biran.
Biran?
Biran, like Brian.
Biran. Biran. She's laughing up a storm here. I don't see anybody in the back row laughing as much as Biran. I just want to say thank you. Thank you.
But you look good in a leather jacket.
Thank you. So I took some money from the commercials. I had $1,000, enough to buy a ticket and spend about a month in California to see what I could do.
One of your first roles was even with Sylvester Stallone.
Before I ever left New York, I heard they fired an actor and they were making this movie called Lords of Flatbush. I called my agent. I said, I want to get in. I got in. And that is the only time that my career intersected with Richard Gere. They fired Richard and hired Henry.
Hey,
So,
is it true? Is it true that they had a fight over there? Like Sylvester Stallone and Richard Gere had like a physical fight.
did they have a physical fight? I was never told.
No, it was a rumor, right?
No, yeah, but I never heard they had a physical fight. But I can
boxing
imagine,
fight.
because Sly Stallone, when we were making this movie on the streets of Brooklyn, you know, and there were no trailers, there was only like a blanket to keep you warm and cold cups of soup. He would look at somebody and go, hey, what are you looking at? I'm going to eat you for breakfast. I said, you don't want to do that. He's probably chewy. And that was amazing. So then I made enough money, and on the last day of the Lords of Flatbush, I flew to California. 1 week later, I did the Mary Tyler Moore Show, which was the Friends of that time. And I had 4 lines. I ad-libbed it to 8. I would ad-lib because I have a learning challenge, and it's very difficult for me to read and act at the same time. So I would memorize when I auditioned as quickly as I could. I went in, and when I ran out of what I remembered, I improvised. And they would say to me, excuse me, that's not what's written. And I said, I'm giving you the essence of the character. It worked. So now I go to Paramount Studios, and I walk in, and everybody in the room is famous but me. And I have hair down on my shoulders, and I walk in, and there's Gary Marshall and 11 other people in the room. And all I did was change my voice. So I walked in as Henry, and I went, all right, here I am. Hey, do not look me in the eye. All right? You call me so. All right. And then I did 6 lines, and I made a decision in my mind that Pasquale, who was reading with me the other part, I was going to make him sit down. I was going to be the only one standing in the room. You are looking at me, sir. Turn your head. And then I threw the script up in the air. I sauntered out of the room. And on my birthday, October 30th, 1973, they called me and said, would you like to be in this show? And I said, if you let me show the other side, when he is at home and he took the jacket off, who does he have to be cool for? It would be my pleasure. They said yes. I said yes. And then for the next 10 years, I had the most wonderful time. I went, for 10 years. And then I threw in an extra word. My favorite sport at the time was horseback riding. Whoa. Whoa. Yes, ma'am. What is your name?
My name is Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
I as well grew up with you.
You did? You grew up very nicely.
I'm a former New Yorker.
You are?
Yeah.
Where?
Manhattan, 89th Mat.
Where?
89th Madison.
78th and Broadway.
I never knew that. And, well, I idolized you as a child.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to ask, how was it to leave the stereotype of Fonzie and go to other roles?
How was it?
It must
I have to tell you, how was it leaving the stereotype of the Fonz and going on to other things? I thought I was going to beat the system. I thought I was such a big, popular character that I would be able to go from mountaintop to mountaintop, until I looked down and I saw grass stains on my jeans because I slid all the way into the valley. And I didn't have a plan B. I dreamt of being an actor. I was now living a life that I couldn't even imagine, but I didn't think past it. I couldn't get hired as an actor. They said, oh, he is so lovely. He's so funny. He's a good actor. But he was the Fonz. And so I had to reinvent myself. And I became a producer.
Macgyver.
Macgyver. That's right. So look at that. Macgyver, the first time was 7 years. 7 years, I can't open the box. 7 years. Thank you, Noreen. Always there. And then it just came back on the air for the next 5 more years. You know, a good idea is a good idea. So then I tried to be a director. And I did a television movie, and I won an Emmy for that, a daytime Emmy. Starring Scott Baio. We have very different politics. Chachi. Yeah. A TV movie. And then I directed 2 feature films.
Cop and a Half.
Cop, that's right. And Memories of Me with Alan King and Billy Crystal. Yeah. But my directing career, you know, I don't know if you've ever done this, but you know, like a lawnmower before they became electric, you would pull it and you tried to start it. Mine never started. My lawnmower never actually cut a lawn. I couldn't get my directing career started. Then in 1991, I did a television movie as an actor about a real story about my wife was in a, no, this is not, didn't happen to me, but this is the story in the movie. My wife was in a car accident. If she does not have an abortion, she will die. And the anti-abortion people took this man to the Supreme Court not to allow his wife to have an abortion. So he won, and it's unthinkable, except that it's happening again because we are the greatest country in the world. But you know, it's so amazing. People don't want to wear a mask. It's my right. I have rights. The only thing is, my rights stop here at my mouth and don't ever move to the belly. That is great.
Hi. Can you tease us about...
Am I answering the questions? Everything, is that all right? Good. Anybody else?
Yeah, you're amazing in bed.
What is your name?
Roe?
Roeet.
No, we.
Well, whatever your name is, hi.
Like Roy.
Like Roy.
Yeah.
Roy Eat.
Without the eat.
Roy. Just Roy. I don't know, my ears are still on the bus.
That's okay.
Yes, Roy.
You're incredible in Barry, and I want to know if you can tease us about the new season. It's coming
No.
up next
If
week.
I tell you about the new season of Barry, the third season, we just finished it a month ago. Let me tell you, this was amazing. This was amazing. But if I do tell you, I will be dead. Let me just say that, you know, it was a serial comedy until the third season. Now you need like a miner's hat on your head in order to see through the dark. Stacy and I were at our estate planner because the kids all wanted to know who was getting the house. Which, and you laugh, I'm living it. And we're driving, and I get a call. Bill Hader, HBO wants you in to come in for a new series. You're on a short list. I said, is Dustin Hoffman on the short list? They said no. I said, all right, I'll go in. I went, I got the script. My son, Max, who's 37, who told us at 10 he wanted to be a director and kept his word, was at the house. He directed me in the scenes, yelling at me. Dad, respect the writer. But I always had lip, not this time. There's an exclamation point, use it. Okay, Max. I go and I'm sitting in the chair, waiting. Other actors are saying, but you're Henry Winkler. What are you doing here? I said, I'm looking for a job. You? So many people say, oh, you know what? They can see my work on tape. I've been around so long. I don't know. You have to go in. If there are actors here, you audition forever. And you're always at the starting line. No matter who you are, no matter what you have accomplished, you're at the starting line. And that's your job, and then you have to go out and then, so I auditioned, then all of a sudden I'm there with Bill Hader from Saturday Night Live, and I made him laugh. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is great. Then I go into the parking lot, I've lost my car. I forget what my car is. I get in my car, I go home, and I'm telling you, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. And you think, oh, they've forgotten who I was. I thought my audition was so good, maybe not. Then Bill Hader calls. He said, hey, I've just written 2 scenes. Want to come in and play? And I'm thinking in my mind, no, I don't. Because if I was good the first time, maybe I'll screw up the second time. Of course I would, Bill. I send my son the script through email. And now he directs me on the phone. Then I go in. Now Alec Berg is there. Alec Berg, Bill Hader's partner, they thought of Barry over coffee. He is like comedy royalty, honest, one of the best comedy writers in America.
They even have a character on Seinfeld.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And he's sitting on the couch, and I'm working. Now Bill jumps out of the couch, and he comes up, and now he's doing the scene with me. And I look over, and Alec Berg is so close to the vest, I think it is tattooed on. And I made him smile. No laughing, a smile. I go home, and I wait, and I wait. wait, and I wait. Now I think, for sure, my name has slid off the list. And then Bill calls me, he said, you know, I can't get you out of my head. And I went and did the pilot in 2016. We do the pilot. A year later, we do the first season. A year later, we do the second season. I win the Emmy. Oh my God. I have been nominated so many times. If you listen carefully, the announcer says, this is his 1,000th nomination, his first win. So I wrote the script, you know, I wrote the speech. Now I walk up, I'm getting my Emmy, and there is the cast of The Crown. The two young people, Queen Elizabeth and Philip, are there. Claire Foy, yeah, and a handsome man. And I start talking to them about the second season of The Crown, and then I remember, I have a script, I have a speech to give. I turn around, I have 39 seconds, it says, and the last thing I say is a line I wrote for the first nomination. Kids, you can go to sleep now, Daddy won! My children are 50, 41, and 37. Okay, that's the answer to that question. But
Any more questions?
I'm so proud of Barry. So if you haven't seen it, you can see it, I think on HBO somewhere here. And here's my only request. Email every human being you know in the world and tell them to watch Barry. That's it. Sir, ma'am, hello.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Ruth.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi.
How are
Nice to
you?
meet you.
Nice to see you.
It's a-
What, do you want to be in film?
No, not really.
No. What do you do?
Computer graphic design.
Oh my gosh, computer. I just look at one.
It's a continued question about Barry. Well,
No questions about season 3.
no. Has playing an acting teacher influenced how you act today?
Good question. No. You know, he was based on a real guy. I'll tell you one fact about him. He had a very big class, very famous class in Los Angeles. And you know, when you're an acting student, you're a barista. You're scraping money together to pay the teacher. He forced his students to buy his art. That tells you everything you need to know about that guy. So I was written as an asshole. I was written as a bastard. But the way I just approached him and played him, and the writer said, oh, yeah, he could have an emotional side too. And so it started to turn, you know? So I, as the actor, affected the teacher more than the teacher affected me. Being in the show has affected my life. I am unbelievably proud of going to work every day. How wonderful the crew is, how wonderfully it's written, how wonderful it is to act with my fellow players. Very much like Hanshi on Hot.
Coming soon to TV. Any more questions?
Yes.
Benjamin?
Hello.
What is your name?
Benjamin.
Oh my God, you know each other.
How is it to be associated with the famous trope or saying jumping the shark?
Okay, jumping the shark. My father, a very, very short German Jew, said to me when I was invited to the White House from Jimmy Carter, take cake. When you go to somebody's house, you take cake. He also said to me, Tell Gary Marshall you water ski. I don't think I will. Tell Gary Marshall you water ski. He said it so many times, I went up to Gary Marshall. I said, Gary, my father wants you to know I water ski. The next thing I know, there I am, water skiing. So, I jumped the shark. No big deal. But if you watch that episode now, at the end of the water skiing, I pull up on the sand, I step out of the skis, and I'm smiling. Half that smile is Henry going, holy mackerel, you did it. And the other half is Fonzie going, hey, I did it. A young man, at the same time, is watching Happy Days in his dormitory room at Michigan University. His name is John Heim. And he and his roommate come up with the phrase of jumping the shark, when a show has crossed the line and outstayed its welcome. At the time, there were still newspapers. And every time they said, jump the shark, they showed a picture of me on water skis, and I had great legs. So I didn't care. We were number one for the next 4 or 5 years, so I didn't care. It's a wonderful thing. John Heim made a career out of the one phrase, jump the shark.
Now it's nuke the fridge. Now the term is nuke the fridge.
Nuke the fridge?
Yes, from
Okay.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah. I have no idea. Yes, there was a gentleman. Yes. What is your name?
My name is Jesse.
Jesse?
Yeah, easy.
Hi, Jess.
No. I was wondering if you could share a favorite memory or a good story from Night Shift.
Okay. Night Shift. Ron Howard's first film for a major studio, Warner Brothers. He had wanted to be a director his entire career. He said to me, I want to be a director, what do you think? I said, Ron, if you were a brain surgeon, I would be your first patient whether I needed it or not. He was 18. I was 27 when I got the funds. I was the oldest teenager ever. I was from New York. The script was written. The joke was terrible. And I started punching the script. I said, I can't make this work. He said, with his big ears, looks like a loaf of white bread, from Oklahoma. And he put his arm around me, and he walked me to the back of Soundstage 24. And he said, you know, they're working as hard as they can. I wouldn't hit my script. You know, they're trying. I said, Ron, I will never hit my script again as long as I live. And we started this friendship, which he is like my family. Now he is going to do Night Shift. And he said, you can play either part. And I thought, well, I've played the Fonz for 10 years, and Billy Blaze, Michael Keaton's role, is very flamboyant. I'm going to play Chuck, who in my mind was Richie, the flip side. I loved it. It was written by two men who ran Happy Days for 7 years, Lowell Gans and Babalu Mandel. Wonderful comedy writers. They too are comedy elite.
They made City Slickers.
What?
City Slickers, they were.
They did City Slickers. And Night Shift and Splash, and I mean, it just on and on and on. And they are now doctors, so that if a script is not working, they send it directly to them and they rewrite. We couldn't find Billy Blaze. We auditioned every actor in Hollywood and in my house. And all of a sudden, Michael Keaton came in. 30 seconds later, after we started reading the scene, I look at Ron, Ron looks at me, and we found Billy Blaze. And he was, and then continues to be, pretty terrific. So, I loved it. All right, here's the truth. I'm not crazy about Shelley Long.
Can we ask why?
No. I said too much.
Can you tell us about?
Blessing for Shelley.
Oh no, a little blessing for Shelley.
Can you tell us about your writing career?
Writing. Oh, writing. So, here it is. First of all, let me just tell you, here's the truth. I said this the other night when I met at Eliza and Mickey and Aaron's school, the Spiegel School for Cinema. Yeah? I don't know if you're thinking about it, if you're beginning, if it's frustrating, if you're trying, it's not working. You are very powerful. You are very powerful people. Not because you're Israeli, just because you're born and you're walking on the earth. And here I think of myself as the toy with sand at the bottom, and then you punch it and it goes down, whoosh, and it comes right back up. That is our job. Our job is to get back up. And here it is. I'll tell you a great tip. Buy an extra pillow. And when you go and you're having a bad day, or you're being rejected, or you're not getting where you want to go, beat the shit out of your bed. And you will drain all of that negativity. So the next time you go and have an interview or a meeting or a date or a thing, you will be an empty vessel.
Sounds like the Waterboy.
Like the Waterboy. You can do it. But here it is. You can do it. You know, at the beginning of Israel, Herzl said, if you will it, it is not a dream. I know that is the truth. I know that that makes this world, in this hemisphere, in this universe, in this bunch of planets, work. If you will it without ambivalence, you can live your dream. You can get where you want to go. I'm living proof. I was told I would never achieve. I was dyslexic, didn't know it. I found out at 31 when my stepson was, Jed, was tested and everything they said about him was true about me. And I went, oh my God, I'm not stupid. I actually have something with a name. And then it was hard to get hired in 2001, 2002. And a guy said to me, hey, write books for children about your learning challenge. And I said, I can't do that because I've got a learning challenge. And I was told by my parents, those short Germans, they called me dumme Hund. For those of you who don't speak German, that means dumb dog. Because they were two of the most supportive people on the planet. Really, just...
Apropos books, is it true that in an episode you did of Happy Days, where Alfonso goes to the library, the following day, the registration to libraries was...
Not the following day, but right after. So the Fonz said on in an episode, hey, look at this, you could get a library card for free. You could meet chicks there. And then registration for library cards in America went up 500%. Amazing. But the books came, and I met Lynn Oliver, and she sat at the computer. I talk, she types, then she's got an idea, she types, I wait. She reads it back to me, we argue over every word, and Dumme Hund has written, with Lynn, 38 books for children. Some of them. So I'm telling you, you don't even know what you can accomplish. I had no idea. I thought, I said no. And then I put one foot in front of the other and figured out a way to get it out of me. I wrote what I knew, a little boy who was failing all the time. And they're in Hebrew. I think there are 6 Hank Zipsers in the 2nd grade translated in Hebrew. Who knew? So, I mean, that's an amazing thing. I went from saying no, not thinking I could, feeling I was stupid, writing 37 or 38 novels, and they're in 9 languages. Oh, holy mackerel. That's, I'm very proud. So that's about the book.
What's next?
Huh?
What's next?
What's next is June 28th. We start season 4 of Barry. So if I were you, I would catch up on season 1 and 2, enjoy 3, and you'll wait for 4. Not bad.
Any more questions?
Yes? What is your name?
Asaf.
As an actor, I don't think like Waterboy could have worked today in the comedy atmosphere. So how do you think like as an actor did the comedy barriers change?
You know what? I have to tell you that the question was, Waterboy could not exist in the comic world of today. How do I think comedy changes, or how do you keep up with the comedy? I think if you've got somebody like Eliza wrote her story, leaving America and her relationship with her parents, if you write what you know and you are committed to it, since we are all the same, no matter what, it will break through. It will break through. If you build it, they will come. And the fact of the matter is, they remember they also said, and this is, unfortunately, the example is a little weird, but remember this, they said you cannot do a comedy on television anymore, and you certainly cannot do a comedy about a black family on television, and all of a sudden Cosby came out because somebody believed in him and the premise, and they cast it well. Now, unfortunately, we now know what he was doing. But it sure was funny at the time. What I'm saying is, there are no rules. And nobody can say to you, no, you can't do that. Do not, if you have an idea, if you have a passion, nobody can tell you no. You just go about your business and do what you know is right. I'm telling you, it's an amazing thing. All right, I'm saying, my wife is saying, it's over, cut it off now. We're going to the airport. She does not want to be late. And what?
There's a movie about this.
Oh.
There's a movie about to start. You want to watch it, honey? We're going.
Before you go and leave our country, you come again. I have some things for you to sign so I can sell on eBay.
Oh. Now, are you giving this to me, or you want me to sign it?
I want you to sign it. Yeah.
I got my own. All right, spell your name.
A-M-I-T.
A-M-I-T
I-T.
is cool. 3.
Also a record.
Oh.
Can you tell us about this?
Okay, here, take that. Okay, so this is about the record. You want me to sign the record too? I usually get a lot of money for this.
I know.
So about the record, they did say to me, make a record. You're the Fonz. You know, we can make a lot of money. Italian guys came to me. The Scotti brothers. Just make a record. Make a lot of money. I said, I can't sing. They said, don't worry about it. We'll take one note. We'll get it right. We'll get the next note. We'll get it right. We'll edit it together. You'll sound like Frankie Avalon. I said no. They said, they put out this record, Fonzie's Favorites.
Thank you very much. We hope to see you again when the show comes on TV. Thank you very much.
אני לא...